Tonight, we're tackling a clip that's been making the rounds. A little nugget of absurdity claiming that Donald J. Trump is illiterate.
Trump, you were telling me.
I have one story I'm allowed to tell, and it's hilarious.
You have stories you're not allowed to tell? What happened with the Trump story?
Okay, so he's like, he doesn't really know how to read.
For real.
Yeah, and he loves to improv.
Yeah.
So during, like, the table read, he, like, before, like, we were going to read before he had to read each line, and he's the host, so he's at everything.
Yeah.
He would go, I'm not going to say this. I think I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. Is that okay? Is that okay, Lauren? Is that everything? Is that all right? And everybody's like, what? Mm. And then this is my favorite part, is there was a sketch that we wrote where he's at Disneyland with his daughter, and the line is, all right, let's get out of here. Turkey legs? Like, let's go get turkey legs? And he doesn't know how to read. So he went, all right, let's get out of here, turkey legs. He called his daughter turkey legs.
Maybe that was his improv.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
There's no chance that Trump can't read. He reads a teleprompter for his speech. You can only see him do it. There's a higher chance that in his older age he might need glasses and he doesn't want to wear them, or that he literally just likes to improv shit or speak as he wants to speak. But the idea that he can't read is a massive cope. If you think that he can't read, you're coping on such an unbelievably high level. Is this a real representative? Or
Donald Trump, the man who's less a guest star and more a human wrecking ball in a red tie. According to the storyteller, Trump's approach to reading lines is less Meryl Streep and more toddler with a coloring book. He's allegedly tossing out scripted lines like they're expired yogurt, improvising with the confidence of a man who thinks kafef was a deliberate choice. The punchline, he can't read. Not he's bad at reading aloud, or he struggles with big words. No, the claim is that the 45th President of the United States is functionally illiterate, like he's been faking it through decades of speeches, tweets, and that one time he signed a 900-page tax bill. Now, I'm not saying Trump is out here quoting Proust at book club, but the idea that he's been coasting through life without knowing how to read is the kind of conspiracy that makes QAnon look like a peer-reviewed study. It's the sort of thing you'd hear from a guy in a tinfoil hat at a gas station, muttering about how Big Alphabet is covering up Trump's secret illiteracy. And yet, this clip has wormed its way into the internet's bloodstream, infecting X posts and Reddit threads like a particularly aggressive strain of flu. Enter Destiny, our hero of the hour, who's not here to coddle this nonsense. He's out here with a metaphorical fire hose, spraying cold, hard logic on this dumpster fire of a theory, pointing out that Trump has been reading teleprompters for years, delivering speeches, and yes, tweeting incoherent rants that at least require some basic grasp of the written word. This conspiracy is peak 2025 internet, a mix of wishful thinking, schadenfreude, and the kind of hyperbole that thrives in echo chambers. It's the liberal equivalent of comfort food, greasy, satisfying, but ultimately bad for you, because let's be honest, we want to believe Trump's incompetent in every way possible. It's cathartic to imagine him staring at a script like it's ancient hieroglyphs, calling his daughter turkey legs because he can't parse a sentence. But Destiny's is like a buzzkill at a potluck, reminding us that just because we hate the guy doesn't mean we get to invent new reasons to dunk on him. The man's got enough real flaws, why make up fake ones? The juiciest part of this clip, the turkey legs incident. In the sketch, Trump's supposed to say, "Let's get out of here, turkey legs," a line that's presumably meant to be a playful jab at his daughter. Instead, he allegedly flubs it, calling his daughter turkey legs like she's a Thanksgiving entree. The internet's response, "See, he can't read, case closed." But Destiny's like, "Hold up, let's not lose our minds over a bad line read." Maybe Trump just loves to improv, or maybe he's got the attention span of a goldfish in a blender. Either way, jumping from "he botched a line" to "he's illiterate" is like jumping from "he tripped on a curb" to "he's never walked a day in his life." This turkey legs moment is a microcosm of how conspiracies are born. Someone tells a funny story, the internet slaps a gotcha sticker on it, and suddenly it's evidence of a grand cover-up. It's like if I spilled coffee on my shirt and Twitter decided I'm allergic to liquids. Destiny's out here pointing out the obvious. Trump has been in the public eye for decades, reading off teleprompters, signing contracts, and tweeting at 3 a.m. about how windmills cause cancer. If he couldn't read, we'd have noticed by now. The man's not exactly subtle. He's like a human air horn with a comb-over. Destiny's argument is simple. Maybe Trump is just vain about glasses, or maybe he's a narcissist who thinks his improv is better than any script. Either way, illiteracy is a stretch so big it could span the Grand Canyon. But oh, the internet loves a good stretch. This conspiracy is catnip for the anti-Trump crowd, who are so desperate to dunk on him they'll latch onto anything, even if it's flimsier than a dollar store umbrella. It's not enough that Trump has been caught lying, exaggerating, and mangling facts like a toddler with a Lego set. No, we need him to be illiterate too, because that's the cherry on top of our schadenfreude sundae. Destiny's out here like, y'all are coping so hard you're practically mainlining hopium. And he's right. This theory isn't about truth, it's about feeling good. It's about laughing at the idea of Trump staring blankly at a script, when the reality is he's probably just too arrogant to stick to one. Now, let's get to the liberal heart of this, because as a comedian with a bleeding heart and a caffeine addiction, I'm both fascinated and horrified by how we got here. This illiteracy conspiracy is a symptom of a larger disease, our collective obsession with turning political villains into cartoonish caricatures. Trump's not just a bad president to some people. He's a Bond villain, a bumbling idiot, a man who can't even read his own tweets. It's comforting in a twisted way to imagine him as this incompetent. It makes the world feel less scary, like if we just mock him hard enough, he'll vanish in a puff of orange smoke. But here's the thing, this kind of hyperbole doesn't help. It's like trying to fix a broken car by shouting at it. Destiny's out here reminding us that we don't need to invent new reasons to dislike Trump. The man's got a rap sheet longer than a CVS receipt. Pick a real flaw and run with it. Tax evasion, check. Inciting a riot, check. Saying bigly unironically, triple check. Illiteracy, though, that's just fan fiction and not even the good kind. It's the kind of conspiracy that thrives in the liberal echo chambers of X, where we pat ourselves on the back for being smarter than the other side, while conveniently ignoring our own blind spots. This is where Destiny's roast hits like a perfectly timed punchline. He's not just debunking the conspiracy, he's calling out the cope. He's saying, if you think Trump's illiterate, you're not just wrong, you're desperate. And as a liberal, I feel that in my soul. We're so tired of Trump's chaos that we'll cling to any narrative that makes him seem smaller, dumber, less threatening. But in doing so, we're playing the same game he does, trading truth for headlines, facts for feelings. Let's talk about Destiny's main defense, the teleprompter. Trump has been reading off those bad boys for years, delivering speeches that, while not exactly Shakespeare, at least require some ability to parse text. Sure, he goes off script like a jazz musician on a bender, but that's not illiteracy, that's ego. Destiny's like, maybe he just needs glasses and won't wear them because heaven forbid he admit he's human. And I'm cackling because the idea of Trump squinting at a teleprompter, refusing bifocals because they don't match his MAGA hat, is funnier than any conspiracy. It's peak Trump, vanity over competence, bravado over brains. This vanity theory is where Destiny's roast shines. He's not just debunking the illiteracy claim. He's painting a picture of Trump as a man so obsessed with his image that he'd rather flub a line than admit he needs reading glasses. It's a character study wrapped in a takedown, and it's more believable than the idea that he's been faking literacy for 78 years. Think about it, this is a guy who spent his life branding himself as a genius, a deal maker, a stable genius who's definitely not crying in the shower. If he can't read a line, it's not because he's illiterate. It's because he thinks he's above the script, above the rules, above basic human limitations like nearsightedness. And yet the internet doesn't want nuance. It wants memes. It wants turkey legs trending on X. It wants to believe Trump has been bluffing his way through life like a kid who didn't do the reading for book report day. Destiny's out here trying to inject a dose of reality into this circus, but the crowd's too busy throwing popcorn. And as a liberal, I'm torn between cheering him on and wanting to join the popcorn-throwing mob, because let's be real, dunking on Trump is fun. It's like stress eating, but for your soul. The problem is, when we lean into conspiracies like this, we're not just dunking, we're distracting ourselves from the real fight. So where does this leave us in this unhinged, metaphorical John Oliver-style rant? It leaves us staring into the abyss of our own making, a world where conspiracies spread faster than a TikTok dance trend and truth is just a suggestion. Destiny's reaction to this clip isn't just a roast, it's a wake-up call. He's out here saying, stop coping, start thinking. And as a liberal comedian with a penchant for yelling at the void, I'm here for it. We don't need to invent new reasons to dislike Trump. We don't need to turn him into a cartoon villain who can't read his own tweets. The man's given us plenty of material. Let's work with what we've got. This illiteracy conspiracy is a symptom of a bigger problem, our addiction to outrage porn. We're so desperate to feel something, anger, superiority, anything, that we'll latch onto any story that makes our enemies look dumber. But in doing so, we're playing their game. We're trading facts for feelings, reason for retweets. Destiny's out here like a lone voice in the wilderness, reminding us that truth isn't sexy, but it's necessary. And in 2025, when the world's a mess and the internet's a cesspool, we need that reminder more than ever. So let's log off, take a deep breath, and maybe, just maybe, stop inventing conspiracies to make ourselves feel better. Let's focus on the real fight, holding power to account, not inventing new ways to mock it. Destiny's roast of this illiteracy nonsense is a masterclass in cutting through the noise, and I'm here for every second of it.